Hi everyone, welcome to AO Game Talk, where we explore the cutting edge of AI, blockchain, and gamification. I am excited to introduce today's guest, Tom Wilson, CTO of the Arweave ecosystem. Tom has extensive experience in both blockchain and AI, pioneering ways to build resilient and efficient solutions. Thank you, Tom, for joining us. So, for
Hey,
any
thanks.
yeah, for anyone new here, AO is an innovative ecosystem focused on autonomous intelligence, while Arweave is a blockchain platform that ensures permanent secure data storage. Together, they open up world of possibilities for decentralized AI-driven projects. So, in this talk, we will be exploring how AI can be integrated with the AO to enhance gamification on Arweave. We will also look at how these platforms can increase AI efficiency, creating deeper experiences for game developers and players. Tom, to get started, could you tell us about your experience with AI? What initially sparked your interest, and what are your thoughts on AI benefit how AI could benefit gaming on our view?
Sure. So generative AI, I guess, started a few years ago now, with OpenAI, and my personal experience was really engaging and learning how LLMs work and what is their potential, mainly in regards to you know, software development and other things. But in terms of AI in AO, we got started into building or integrating LLMs early in April of 2024, and really working with AO and WebAssembly, we wanted to get some of the open source models on AO running. So my experience was really probably a little bit lower level than most, as far as just getting the technical details right on running a full LLM on the AO computer.
Yeah, that's great. So, why does AI need AO? Like, there are a lot of things in decentralized blockchain and decentralized AI as well. So, why does we need AO for that?
Yeah. So AI is decentralized compute that sits on top of Arweave, and Arweave is a permanent blockchain. So when data is stored on Arweave, its incentive mechanism means that it will be stored for forever. AO provides compute on top of that in a decentralized environment. So to run a process or run compute on AO, you're running on a decentralized um, reproducible, verifiable compute platform, but it's fast. So it's much faster than trying to compute something on other chains. And with that makes it a great combination to build um, DeFi applications, to build game applications, and to build social applications. And we feel AI is going to play a part in all of those types of applications. So we really are excited about the fit with AI or generative AI and AO.
Yeah. So, like you talked about LLMs. So, before going to decentralized LLM, I want you to explain centralized LLMs, what they have their own set of challenges. Like, what are the main issues with these model, especially around monopolies and data privacy? With what is the main difference between them, and what, in your mind, is the problems with centralized LLMs?
Yeah, I think again, it's very much like centralized, um, like the centralized web. So centralized LLMs, you have to trust the company that you are licensing the LLM from to manage your data in an ethical way. So that's kind of the biggest thing is you as a user are providing trust to that central resource to essentially protect your data and keep your data private depending on your agreement. The other thing is the introduction to biases and perspectives. You see many examples of hallucinations or other things, and there is a human interaction in these LLMs, and they make the decisions on what those interactions are, and kind of shaping the LLMs to respond in that way. Um, and then, kind of the last one is obviously uh, they can um, become more, the more you become dependent on it, the more you are um, are going to have to handle any kind of price changes or any kind of business changes that they make, and that could affect you and your business or your game down the road. So it is a dependency, and if if they, for example, are no longer providing that service, or if they change the price, then obviously your model may be affected.
Yeah, so there's the issue with Web2 projects. Like, we don't have access to our own data. They can uh, do whatever they want with them. And so, like, the main problem we are facing with Web2 is the centralization. Like, one man is very much powerful. There is no voting system, or there are not that kind of thing that are related to decentralization. Like, so one person is controlling everything. And so same with the LLMs. I think I got your point you are making. So I think it is pretty much important for us to work on decentralized LLMs for our privacy and our security. So coming to that with Arweave, so how Arweave can help AI monitor and maintain data integrity? Like, as we know, it is providing permanent storage. So how can we like integrate with AI and do the same thing there on Web3 on decentralized LLMs?
Yeah, so there's a couple of ways that Arweave helps with AI. One is with the universal data license. If people have content that AI wants that they use to train models, then Arweave can provide the licensing mechanisms to allow for that content to not only get consumed by AI models, but the right person, the owner of the content, uh, gets their fee or their payment for the usage of that content. So that's kind of an easy one. But really, by being able to run LLMs on Arweave, you have full control of a full decentralized stack. So it's end to end. There's no dependency on a centralized service. So ideally, you could build games or other applications that will, you know, still run for 200 years or longer. So, um, decentralized applications, the mindset is to build something that lasts forever with zero dependencies on any kind of Web 2 service, which may or may not be around in the next 20 years or 30 years. So that's a huge advantage. And then the last one is verifiability, because every single input and output of compute is recorded on Arweave. So you have full kind of history of what happened uh, interacting with these AIs on chain. So I think that's a very big deal.
Yeah, I think it is pretty impressive. Like we heard things about like they have changed the history when they came to the power. They manipulated different things and they make it their own. So with decentralization, I think, and with we are in the age of modern technology in the AI. So I think it is pretty impressive, and I think it is very much needed uh, right now. The decentralized LLMs with and Arweave is one of the biggest project right now in the blockchain providing permanent storage. So I think it is very important for our audience to get to know about the insight that you shared. So moving on, so now we are shifting to decentralized LLM. So can you explain a little bit about like what are specifically are like if we want to define decentralized LLMs and what are their characteristics and what are their benefits, especially focusing on decentralized LLMs?
Yeah, so decentralized LLMs, from a developer's perspective, they run on top of AO, so you're not having to manage your own servers, you're not having to manage your own infrastructure, you're not depending on a particular service provider for those. In a decentralized world, you can move your compute to the best fit for the best operator fit for your environment. So that's a huge benefit. Once you choose a centralized LLM, you're kind of married to them because they have proprietary APIs. Whereas AO, the API is a protocol that's built in and it's very composable. So you can build your own LLMs, publish them on AO. You can use other people's LLMs on AO by simply sending messages. You don't have to write a bunch of code to a proprietary API. Um, the other benefits is really not only scale, but like I said before, kind of transparency and accountability. So as these AI, the AI renders results and opinions, you have verification of those, and it's very clear where they're coming from. Um, the, uh, the other benefit is really, I think, from building games with NPCs. It will be and is extremely easy to leverage technologies like RAG on top of LLMs to create these memory NPC characters in the game so they evolve as the game goes versus being just these scripts that say the same thing over and over again. So I think the really exciting part of AI, especially with games, is just the ability to make the game dynamic and generational as based on the more interaction that it has, and even just really interesting aspects where NPCs actually talk and learn from each other and evolve over time. So very excited about seeing how those things come about.
Yeah, it is pretty impressive. Like we are in the world, like there are a lot of people consuming different games, like with the Grand Theft Auto or different types of game NBA. So they love their perspective, like they feel like we are in the game. NBA introduced like face scan, which makes them like we are part of the game. So I think it is pretty impressive. Like if you have like AI twins of your personality in the game and it is progressing and they are like if I say like you provide some details to it, like attributes, like you are like this, so it basically train themselves, and then uh, uh, do as like their progress, like they would have certain things, so that would be trained on. So I think it is pretty impressive, and it can change the gaming whole completely, like with the football games, with soccer games, with different, so then people would be more interactive with each. And if they are like in web 2 games, most of the time when you are away, your progress is stopped, like you cannot progress if you are away. And with the AI, I think it is pretty impressive, like if you are away from the game, you are not even playing it, but you are progressing it. So it makes like if I am a gamer, so I would be really like I would be really interested in playing those games, because I would be working, because every time I cannot play the game, but I would be getting progress, so it would be pretty awesome in the gaming industry if this goes, like if you do more and more advancement in this. So coming back to AO, like what are your plans for development of LLMs on AO? Or do you have, like, if you can
Yeah.
share your future plan to us?
Well, the general plan is to improve the stability because we are kind of still in this early stage, and then 100% improve the performance. So we want to move from an early to a production quality kind of AI delivery system, and that's our focus is just to these AI LLMs can get quite large and can take many gigabytes to run. So we want to improve the performance and improve the capacity to be able to handle very large models. We're working with partners in the system that are working with deterministic GPUs. GPUs is the compute that really makes AI fast. And but interesting enough that they um, they aren't by default deterministic. And part of AO, in order to replay events and always get the same results, you need a deterministic compute. So that's kind of where we're looking for on the roadmap is to move from these quantized models to GPU driven models where we'll get a huge boost in speed for AI responses and interactions, which obviously, if you improve the performance, will open up many other opportunities for building with AI on AO.
Yeah. So, like, are there currently, have you, like, are there any startups or project that has integrated with the AI on AO? Or are you working on it?
Yeah, there are several, a couple. One is in the works is APUS Networks are working on a compute unit in AO that's a deterministic GPU. This will be a huge unlock for speed. As far as the gaming side, there's the reality protocol and there's the permaverse, which these are both platforms for you to build games on and interact with AI. And then teams are building games on top, like Satoshi's Palace has built some games, and there's some others. I think Dum Dum Verse
Yeah.
comes to mind. Um, but there's many more building and interacting. One of the first ones that we put together in forward research was Llama Land, and Llama Land has an interaction with AI, but plus it also has an interaction with a RAG now, which the RAG works with AI to provide essentially memory and embeddings. so that you get a more rich experience with AI than just the compiled model. So we expect to see a lot of game builders leverage RAGs and the RAG pattern to make their AIs even more engaging.
Yeah. So I was there when AO just got announced, and so I was pretty interested, like what can we do with AO? And now I have played some of the games myself as well. And now I think last week there was one more launched, Optimus,
Hmm.
like you connect your Twitter account, so it like your AI duplicate is there, and then your description is there. So I really love that thing. Like there is explanation, and there is in such a way like you really enjoy it. So I really enjoyed that, and I am hooked up with them. I just check it, I reload it again and again, and it is like pretty amazing. So
Yeah, it's sounds exciting. I haven't had a chance to play it, but after this, I'll play with Optimus.
yeah,
Um,
it is pretty amazing. Yeah. So before going forward, so what potential do you see in AI in this decentralizing data storage and also in governance? So what do you think about that?
yeah, and you know, again, data storage. I think the interesting thing is about content creation, and right now, a lot of humans are creating content to train AIs. I also see a future where the AI generates content that then again goes into training. So you create this flywheel effect, and having that in a transparent and accountable way on Arweave is very, very important. So if these LLMs are doing things like that behind closed doors, and that can, really cause some trust issues, so some ways, so some ethical issues can take place. But with Arweave having all of the input and having all the output on chain, you are able to provide transparency and accountability for these LLMs. So I really think that's very important, and hopefully will help manage biases and fairness in a decentralized kind of crowdsourcing way versus one person's opinion, so to speak. And then I think just kind of this idea of autonomy and dependency. So not depending on Web 2, and being able to manage and work with these LLMs in an autonomous way.
So, on the technical side, like what challenges do you see in combining AI and blockchain, especially for gaming, and particularly with we are talking about AO and RV. So,
Yeah, I think it's the technical challenge is these are very, very large models, and we want them to run very fast. So the technical challenge is the same, um, but even more so, I think with decentralized systems, because decentralized systems trade off the ability to have no dependency of service failure for speed. But obviously with games, speed is very important. So uh, we're working on technical implementations that provide that level of scale, that hyper parallel compute, um, with AO, with the kind of power of the blockchain for verifiability, and then AI sitting on top of that. So uh, I think the big big thing, at least for me, is performance, and LLMs are probably not going to get any smaller. Although I do see um, a tangent where you may have purpose LLMs, where they're LLMs that really focus on one type of purpose, maybe um, a, a discipline or a craft or a particular knowledge, and then they don't have to have all of the kind of known answers in the world, kind of thing.
Yeah, so it will take some time to get like most of the developers to it because it has their its own technical difficulties and it will take a little bit time. So you are working on it, so it is pretty awesome to hear that. And I am also interested in like building myself on. So I am always looking for the updates from the AO team regarding decentralized AI. So and let's talk about like this question is same as the others, like what do you see in the futures, like how much this is going to advance like with the gaming, like what do we expect from what we can expect like from AO and Arweave together in the gaming space especially.
Yeah, I think long term, there's and very similar to how Minecraft, you can kind of build your own world, your own games within the game. I kind of see that just continuing to accelerate with AI, because what AI does in my world is it provides a lot more access to essentially programming software without having to know um, how to speak certain languages to do that. You can speak your language, and the AI can fill in the gaps. So as AI continues to improve on that, I think we'll see, um, and it may be a little while, but this uh, thought of a game to game experience. So just allowing gamers to um, enhance the games more and more without having to know how the programming of the game works. They'll have AI agents that just help them improve the game. Very much like, kind of the idea of the digital twin. You could have multiple of those working in a game world, building environments to really accelerate and create games and environments and worlds that you enjoy and your fellow gamers may enjoy to experience. So I kind of see really just enabling gamers to become game builders in a very unique way, as well as um, one of the one of the and it is still coming around, but one of the biggest, I think, excitements around decentralized games is this notion of digital assets, and digital assets moving from game to game. That they're not necessarily specific to a single game, but they can be specific to a single user. And then that artifact or that asset can actually exist over multiple games, whether that's an avatar or whether that's items in your gaming bag that you collect along the way. So I think it'll be interesting to see how AI interacts with that. In other words, does your AI just go around grabbing a bunch of cool stuff and creating this huge bag of digital art or digital assets, and then trade, right? Having these trading areas where agents can essentially while you're sleeping, be trading for certain things around the gaming space, and then check in, and you're like, oh, well, I've got a couple of these things and a couple of those things. Can be quite exciting as well. So hopefully that answered your question, but yeah, there's a lot of things to be excited about with this journey.
Yeah, I'm also personally very excited about like what we can see in the future from AI on AO, especially in the gaming space. Before we close, I would like to mention our team, Hand of God Lab. So we are working on decentralized on-chain autonomous AI agents. So, yeah, sorry for the hiccups. I think the internet a little bit. So before we close, I would like to mention our team, Hand of Godlib. So we are also working on decentralized autonomous AI agents with AO games. And actually, the Hand of God Lab came up with the idea of Optimus, where the goal is to create autonomous intelligence through agents that learn, perceive, and act in decentralized gaming environments. So you connect with the Twitter account and you log in with it, so it truly work on your your information, and you get a lot of exciting things in that. And Tom, thank you very much for joining, and you are truly insightful conversation. So your expertise has been provided us with a lot of things, especially I got a lot of information doing this session with you, and also regarding the future of AI, blockchain, and gaming. And it has been pleasure having you on AO Game Talk.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Really enjoyed the conversation, and yeah, looking forward to playing Optimus, and seeing how first AI agent works. It looks very cool. So great work.
Yeah. And thank you everyone for listening. Be sure to subscribe for more episodes of AO Games Talk, and we will see you next time.